Episode 11, and Tenzin is forced to return to the rest of his family with Janora's body, and blames himself for everything. And speaking of someone who gets blamed for everything, Mako is in jail. Bolin swings by to raise his spirits.
Hey, I brought you something. I thought this would brighten up your new place.
That'll make being a former criminal turned cop so much easier. He'll have something nice to look at while he's being shivved.
I know our lives have been moving in two different directions, but I want you to know that I will always be there for you.
Now I'm off to mingle with rich men and gorgeous women. Try not to drop the soap. Mako insists that Varick is behind this, but Bolin still finds it preposterous and can only promise to get Mako the best lawyer there is to try to help him out. He may not know what's going on, but Bolin is a good brother. A bad brother, on the other hand, is Unalaq. So Korra's dad decides that enough is enough and leads an attack on the opposing Water Tribe invaders to try to take their city back, and doing so in the only cool way possible. Yup, snowboarding. They rout the defenders, but soon the good guys realize how bad things are when the real threat shows up, dark spirits. With them, Unalaq is unstoppable, no matter how much Mountain Dew they drink. Korra's dad puts up a brave defense, but tells his men to fall back while he tries the one thing that could end this madness, killing Unalaq. But even without the spirits or backup and trying to just flat out kill the guy, Unalaq still manages to win and take his brother prisoner. It'll be nothing but a never-ending set of pink bellies now, you can be sure of that. Back in Republic City, the big premiere is full of those who's who of town, including the president and his wife. Varick comes over to personally schmooze them, but the president sees right through it and insists he is not going to go to war just because of propaganda and someone kissing his ass. We all know it's about the kickbacks. Varick gives an impassioned speech before the film is shown, which even manages to make the president feel a little self-conscious, because Varick is awesome. In the film, Varick lays it on thick.
Have a seat. I'm just working on a cure for the common cold. No longer will my citizens suffer from the sniffles.
Once again, another Nobel Prize is coming for Dr. President.
I need your help to stop the evil Unalaq.
Did you say help? If there's one thing I love doing, it's helping people.
It's pretty transparent, but the First Lady makes clear her saucy approval of this hero. And no matter how high the office, there's no turning down the chance to get laid. Well, little does he know that Cockblock Corps has arrived. Bunch of waterbenders that managed to get past the cops' defensive perimeter.
I like to eat the top off the Varick cake first.
I just try to shove the whole thing in my mouth at once.
Somehow. Well, the mover is really shaping up, especially with those laser eyes destroying the chains, holding Nuktuk. I'm all for furry sidekicks when they have superpowers. Alas, tugging at the heartstrings, the little furry guy dies in the attack, right there in Nuktuk's arms. That'll get the audience riled up. Wholesale murder is to be expected, but kill something cute, and they'll be glad to bust a bottle and stab somebody with it. Bolin walks out of the mover, and he confesses to Asami that, despite all the money and the fame, the loss of their circle has made his life feel empty. While he's reflecting on that, he discovers the boat the Benders used to arrive, and the tied-up cops, and just as the President and First Lady are kidnapped, too. So, Bolin gets to play hero for real, running inside and smacking the waterbenders around before they can make off with their prisoners. This quickly turns into a match, as this is the bending arena after all, and so the waterbenders and Bolin are using the material on hand for a fight. Which is great for me, because I had great odds that the mover would end with a sudden death overtime. Well, to everyone's shock, the waterbender confesses to the great Nuktuk who masterminded this plan. And it was Varick himself, who was promptly arrested, but not before the crowd is on their feet and praising Bolin for being as big of a hero in life as he is on the screen. If only his furry friend could really talk too. Well, the celebration is interrupted by Korra's arrival, who tells the president what Unalaq is planning, and how it's no longer about the Southern Water Tribe, this is about the entire world being in danger.
Unalaq is going to destroy the world? He really does have a doomsday device?
Truth is stranger than fiction. Though not this particular fiction. Well, the president is less than convinced that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, so he'd rather keep his forces here to fight whatever Unalaq unleashes than send them off to try to stop it from arriving in the first place. So it'll just have to be Team Avatar and friends this time, including Mako after he's released, all charges dropped. He even gets promoted to detective. His star power is so high right now, he'd have to work hard to screw it up.
Mako, I missed you so much.
We had that fight before you left, remember?
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Was it a bad fight?
No, it wasn't that bad.
Well, let it not be said Mako wasn't up for hard work. And of course, that just leaves poor Asami all alone now, after all her understanding. All I can say is if anyone is planning any crimes, it'd be best to stay home tonight, especially her enemies, like the Otter Penguin and the Knock Knock Joker. Well, if the president isn't going to help, Bolin says that there's someone that will, Varick. Because Varick is awesome, even in a jail cell. And he has a point. He did do good in all of this.
Korra, who warned you about Unalaq? I did. Bolin, who got you into the movers? I did. Asami, who saved your company? I did. Mako, who got you thrown in jail? I did.
I find no fault with any of those. So he offers them the use of his battleship. And yes, he owns a battleship because not owning one is the kind of thing that poor people do. They head out as quickly as possible, the last line of defense before Unalaq destroys the world. Plus they have to save Jinora too. Man, poor Tenzin is so upset. It wouldn't surprise me if he was planning to put Rohan in a rocket and shoot him off into space to some planet with a yellow sun. How will it go? Next time, the conclusion of Season 2 of The Legend of Korra.